Saludos amigos, Cash here, President and CEO of Cash International Luxury Real Estate. Guys, how are you doing? Hope you're doing amazing out there. Going for a early morning walk here on the beach. Guys, I am in Florida, all right? It's one of the benefits of living in the Dominican Republic. It's so easy, hop, skip, and a jump away, guys, and you are in Florida just like that. You know, I think it was like a 2-hour flight, a little bit more maybe. But we're in Florida. We came down. It was my daughter's birthday, so we took her on a Disney cruise. How cool is that? And now we're staying in Palm Beach for a couple days, and we're heading back to the DR. But during that period of time, what I wanted to do was get you guys a video talking about how the Dominican Republic has finally established itself as a premier spot for people looking for that second passport. All right, this is something, you know, you've got all those experts out there. You got that talk about this and specialize in that aspect. That's not our thing, but that's but I watch all that content, and I'm sure a lot of you do as well. They're now talking about the Dominican Republic as a go-to spot for this. So this is huge. This is huge because this is what I've been talking about for years now. The Dominican Republic's on fire, and the Dominican Republic is not just a small little country where people are coming to hop on beaches, drink pina coladas, and kill time. No, this is a spot where people are moving, they're investing, they're living, and it is becoming a haven for the best of the best in the world, people that want to live a free life, an exciting life, and you know, manage the cost of living and be able to, you know, love where they live. That's what this is all about. All right, that's the motto of what we do and how this all started. So let's go ahead and dive right into this one. Why is the Dominican Republic the future first world nation you should not be overlooking? Okay, why? What are we going to talk about? And that's what we're going to talk about in this article, in this video here today. The international. Let's start off with the International Monetary Fund. Okay, the IMF. The IMF has projected that the Dominican Republic is on track to achieve first world status. Okay, first world status within the next 10 to 15 years, if not sooner. This is thanks to a lot of the policies that have been put into place. Okay, so thanks to the sustained economic growth, the robust infrastructure, that the investment in the infrastructure is everywhere. You see that happening constantly if you visited recently. The political stability, the rising middle class. I talk about that all the time. The emerging middle class here is so exciting to see. This makes this the Dominican Republic one of the most exciting countries in the Caribbean for relocation purposes, investment purposes, and global tax strategy purposes. Okay, like all of this stuff is coming together the perfect manner at the perfect time and making the Dominican Republic just a powerhouse. And that's what is being noticed by the IMF. So you might say, Cash, you got all these places in the world. For example, I'm walking on this beautiful beach in Palm Beach. Why the Dominican Republic? Of all these spots that you can call home, where you want to live, why are you saying Dominican Republic? Well, here's a few reasons that I want to run through here. So why the Dominican Republic, guys? Obviously, the Dominican Republic's beaches are stunning. Beautiful turquoise blue of the Caribbean. You get that here in Florida as well, but guys, you get it for a fraction of the cost over there in the Dominican Republic. So the beautiful beaches, the waters, the tropical environment, definitely what you're getting in the DR is a more tropical vibe and environment. As you can see, a little bit different here. You know, it's very developed around here. So you're getting that, you know, the jungles, the nature, the mountains, the beaches, all that stuff, all that exciting stuff is there for you in the Dominican Republic. They're also, for you savvy business people and investors, it is a very tax-friendly system, okay? Low cost of living, easy access to places around the world like me. I'm a couple-hour flight away from being right here in Palm Beach. Straightforward immigration and citizenship process is in place as well. It makes it very easy for people to get that citizenship, that second passport, and get those residencies. Also, the Dominican Republic allows for dual citizenship, which is key. You want to look at areas that allow for countries that allow for that dual citizenship, because if you want to be part of the international community, you want to have multiple passports, that becomes critical. If that is part of your plan, and that is a plan for so many people nowadays. And like I was saying, the last thing is the access to everywhere in North America. Typically within 3 to 4 hours, you can be in most major hubs in the U.S. Very quick. New York, New Jersey, Miami, like 2.5 hours. all these different places you can get to very quick. Also, you're able to go to all these different places in and around Latin America. I think it's a 30-minute flight to Puerto Rico. Okay, so you can't beat that. So the positioning of it in the world is amazing as well. All right. There's immigration benefits. There's many benefits to the immigration process here in the Dominican Republic. Let's talk a little bit about that right now. There's multiple legal pathways to getting your citizenship or your passport. Okay, you can follow many different paths. There's investment-based residencies, right? Well, it's not your typical buy real estate here and get your residency or your green card. It's not one of those type of paths, which I don't know if I'm really a fan of those, because it is not as clear cut as what it seems to be, that you buy real estate, you get it. Very often, I've studied a few other countries in the Caribbean. It's more so a donation to the government kind of format, but that's a whole different video and a different topic. That's not my specialty. But over here, there is investment-based residency options. You can also get some options via formation of a company or bringing your companies here. There's also retirement residencies available to you as well. You can fast track to citizenship with dual nationality. That's permitted here as well, which is great and is perfect for those that are looking for a second passport that's both strategic and accessible. All right, that makes the Dominican Republic really start to stand out now as far as an alternative as a country that you would consider for having that second passport. Let's talk a little bit about lifestyle and cost of living. You can live in the Dominican Republic in such an amazing fashion for a fraction of the cost. Okay, so you can live in a luxury oceanfront villa with a full staff of drivers, housekeepers, nannies. You can do all of this for a fraction of the cost, or probably what it costs you today to live in your 3-bedroom home in suburbia somewhere in North America. All right, you will be able to achieve all these things in the Dominican Republic. You enjoy one of the lowest costs of living for such a high quality life. That's the thing. So when you get such a high quality in your day-to-day life for such a low cost, it is unmatchable. You can send your kids to some of the top, and I mean top, international schools from the US, from England, some with French curriculums. So you can get some of the best international education you could ever get for your children right here in the Dominican Republic, and that's amazing. Okay, and that's one of the reasons why we are here. You can also, you know, depending on your likes and your wants, you can enjoy at a premium. You can join yacht clubs, you can join golf clubs, you can do all those premium world-class things that you would want to do back in North America, but really can't afford to do it. You can afford to do it in the Dominican Republic. That's really cool. All right, so the other thing that I want to talk about is the proximity, okay? I touched on this earlier, proximity to North America. Guys, quick flights to Miami, where I'm standing right now in Palm Beach, to Miami and other U.S. cities. The other advantage is, because of proximity to North America, you can keep all of your banking and business presence in the U.S. If you are an entrepreneur. You can keep all of that alive and well, and easy access in and out to your businesses. Or even if you are able to work from home, you can come in once a week if you wanted to the office and get work done. So proximity is huge. It's ideal for anyone with U.S. corporations, LLCs, or any offshore income streams. It becomes a great spot to call home if you are one of those people. There's various tax advantages available to you as well in the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic is a semi-territorial tax system. Okay, what does that mean? Only income earned inside the Dominican Republic is taxed. All right. There are some caveats in this as well, and obviously we have some experts that can assist you in this process. But foreign income is tax-free for the first 3 years. Okay, this is a transition period, they call it. After the first 3 years, foreign investment income may be taxed. However, there are very straightforward and legal strategies in place that people will be able to assist you with to alleviate yourself from that tax. Okay, so but the important thing is it is a semi-territorial tax system, different than what you have in Canada, specifically in the U.S. Another point is no CFC rules. That's a game changer for the Dominican Republic. What does that mean? CFC, that stands for Controlled Foreign Corporation. Most countries tax you on your foreign companies, even if you don't take money out of that company, okay? So they tax you on that. Most countries do. Dominican Republic does not. The DR does not have CFC rules, okay? CFC, Controlled Foreign Corporations, does not have CFC rules, meaning you can own foreign companies, for example, in Switzerland, Malta, wherever, okay? And you're only taxed when you pay yourself in the form of a dividend, okay? These are some specifics, details that you can dive into later with your financial experts, okay? But you're only taxed when you pay yourself, and typically that would be in the form of a dividend. You can also defer your taxes indefinitely using holding companies. So there's all sorts of strategies that you can employ and put into place once you start to call the Dominican Republic home. So in the Dominican Republic, when you get you get the experts advising you, you're able to set yourself up for financial success, okay? There are smart strategies for offshore legal structure on tax strategies, okay? Set up foreign companies that are able to handle your investments as long as the company is managed outside. There's a few criteria that the company must be managed outside of the Dominican Republic. Any sort of board meetings or strategic kind of meetings are also conducted offshore. So you fly into Miami and have your board meetings, and there's no local presence of that company in the DR. So, you know, there's certain tax strategies. It's getting a little bit deeper than the video needs to be, but there's tax strategies and ways that you can protect your wealth and protect your money and keep more of it for yourself and your family, okay? And the Dominican Republic allows for legal means, legal strategies to be able to employ that and keep your money where it belongs, in your pocket. So guys, the net of this thing is, you know, if you're looking for that dream life, it is out there. You can live it, you can experience it, but you gotta open your eyes a little bit. You gotta educate yourself. You gotta watch people like myself, videos like people that are out there and they're pushing those limits and they're finding a place that they love where they live, right? And that's kind of what the whole motto is about everything that we do here. Love where you live. Also expanding that to love where you invest. And if you don't, and you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick always, you probably are. All right, so you can legally structure that dream life for yourself. You can have that gated oceanfront villa, okay? Your kids can attend some of the best schools, international schools in the world. They can have friends from all over the world, not just from the city you live in. They can expand their horizons. They learn things that they never would have learned in the environment they're in, potentially. You can have a full staff that manages your personal needs, your drivers, your cooks, your cleaners, your nannies. All those things that are so critical in your life can be handled by people that you trust and ultimately will love and be part of your family for a fraction of the cost, okay? So you're able to have that life, what you're seeing in movies, you can have that over here. And I mean that. With the income that most people are making in North America, you're able to have a life that you truly love and give you that free time to spend with your family, to do the things you want, to go for a walk on the beach, all those different things that you want to do, but just can't. All right. Excuse me. You're also able to operate in that tax-free environment. Once you learn the strategies and the components and how these things are done, you're able to keep more of your money in your pocket. All right. You don't need to be shelling it out and dishing it out across the board constantly your entire life. All right. You can find those strategies, and they exist in the Dominican Republic in a legal framework. And that's what's important. You're able to do offshore banking, offshore working, because you're in that environment. You could open up bank accounts in Miami. You can do stuff in Panama. You can do stuff all over the world. You become an international, global citizen. Okay, and that's what happens when you expand those horizons. It's not a fantasy, guys. It's the Dominican Republic, and it's a place that we love where we live, and so many of our clients do as well. All right, so the key thing here is the Dominican Republic is rapidly transforming from a Caribbean hidden gem that no one knew about into the future first world nation, okay? It offers the perfect combination of tropical luxury, tax freedom, immigration access, global financial security. If you're a smart investor, entrepreneur, or family that is looking for the freedom and security, this is where the next chapter is going to be in the world, guys, and I can see it happening right before our eyes. We're living it, we're loving it, and we want to assist you find a place that you love where you live. All right, guys, send me a direct WhatsApp. Cash, 519-567-1785. I'm President and CEO of Cash International Luxury Real Estate. And we look forward to serving you and your family in your financial journey and your search for freedom. All right, guys, love you.